Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
February 3, 2021, the Farewell to Hal Holbrook edition. We will hold that story towards the end of today's episode. First up, Germany is going to create a financial watchdog, quote, with bite, end quote, woof, woof, in wake of the Wirecard scandal. Germany is going to create a special financial task force capable of carrying out forensic audits of companies suspected of fraud, being part of a wide-ranging reform of the financial regulator BaFin, triggered by the Wirecard scandal. This has been a huge black eye on Germany, Inc., and frankly, really has shown a very, very dark spotlight into the German penchant for self-regulation, obviously not working. Next up, tone at the top really does matter, as reports in the New York Times that Robinhood's CEO is in the hot seat. Vlad Tenev has incited fury from the trading app's fans amid a stock market frenzy around GameStop. His lack of preparedness on nuts and bolts issues is unfortunately a part of a pattern. So when you have a big vision founder / CEO / guy at the top, unfortunately, you better have some nuts and bolts people behind you, because if you don't, it's going to end very, very badly. And it's certainly going to end badly for Mr. Tenev. Whether it ends badly for Robinhood remains to be seen. What do you do if you're the world's richest man? Well, that's a very good question, and Jeff Bezos may be posing that to himself, as he announced he's stepping down as a chief executive of Amazon to become executive chairman, making the biggest change in leadership of the tech giant since he started it in a Washington State garage some 26 years ago. He'll be succeeded as CEO in Q3 by Andy Jassy, his closest lieutenant. It's been interesting for me to watch Bezos because I've been able to watch the growth of Amazon. I was a huge fan when they started. I love buying books online, and it's been fascinating to watch the business just explode into one of the world's most valuable corporations, and with Bezos being one of the richest men in the world. So it's going to be interesting to see where Mr. Bezos takes his career next. And our final story is the end of Mark Twain Tonight due to the passing of Hal Holbrook. Hal Holbrook, carved out a substantial acting career in television and film, but he achieved his widest acclaim embodying Mark Twain and all his craggy splendor and vinegary wit in his one-man show, literally seen around the world. It was entitled Mark Twain Tonight. It really was one of the great one-man performances or one-woman performances on theater. I hope you got to see it, at least on television. It made a huge impact on me and really drove home why Mark Twain is truly one of our top 2 or 3 greatest authors in American history. It was really a retrospective of the life of Twain, the milieu he grew up in, and America in the late Victorian era. So a bittersweet farewell to Hal Holbrook, 95 years old, certainly a man in full and a life in full. I'll never forget you as Mark Twain in Mark Twain Tonight. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.